Hello everyone and welcome back to Planet Zoo. We are going to be looking at the tropical pack. It has been a while. Now over here we have the beginnings of the South America area. I created a enclosure. Was meant to be for the sloths, but unfortunately the sloths aren't actually one that you put in a enclosure like this. They are put in an exhibit, much like you would a butterfly. Obviously not in something as small as the exhibits we've got over here with the snakes and everything, but one of those big ones that I showed in the last series. So today, what are we going to be doing? Well, I've already preset it up in how we're going to have it. We're going to have a beautiful creature known as simply the Fossa. Here you are. This is the Fossa. So this is a vulnerable species going by the name Cryptoprocta ferox in Latin. That's the scientific name. It is home to Madagascar. They do not like humans, and they only have up to... We do have already in our care some Fossas. Here we go. They'll be introduced into the zoo as soon as we're done with the enclosure. First things first, as always, we need to build ourselves a habitat. These guys do not require a lot of terrain. These guys only require 360 square meters terrain and at least 56 square meters of climbing. So I think keeping that in mind, we're going to put in a filter for species. Fossa. Bam. So these are all the things that a fossa will enjoy having. And we would like to give them, I think we're going to start off first with something that they can climb on. Something like this. I reckon this will look quite neat. Then we could spruce it up artistically in like an African kind of theme. Being what they are and where they are, we're also going to go with nature and have a baobab tree. We're going to stick a couple of these guys in. It's probably a bit too big. Stick one of these, think here, and a nice small clumpy one probably towards what I will deem the back of the enclosure here. Right, so just to explain my thinking of why this area looks like the way it does and doesn't connect up down here like the rest of the zoo, I was thinking of putting another station in with this track over here. People get off and they are greeted by a huge sign that goes over the top saying, "Welcome to the African continent," or the African zone. We can start off with Madagascar because Madagascar is part of the African continent in a way, I guess you could say, by putting in some barriers now. Now, because they are shy, we do need to have one-way glass for the guests. Other thing I would like to do is move this to be nice and symmetrical. I think I may have gone too far back, so I might just quickly edit that. Okay, now that that's nice and edited, we're just going to do one of the last things that we need to do, which is to put in a habitat gate. Say that yes, this is indeed a habitat. We're going to chuck in a bunch of these climbing stuff just to make these little critters happy. They are very climby creatures. They love climbing. I shite you not. Okey poke. Now we just need to hook this path up with the staff path. Now this staff path is currently only going to be temporary. The reason being is I have plans for other animals from Madagascar to be surrounding these guys at some point. But the main focus is the tropical pack, and that is what we shall be focusing on. I do feel like these should have the ability to change the dirt terrain color, but that's just me. Anywho's, it is time to it's time to introduce the Fossas to their brand new enclosure. Let's go to our animal storage. Let's get you guys into zoo. Bam. One other thing we need to do is we need to give this area power, because we've got no power covering these items. Yes, it's not environmentally sound and friendly, however it has a greater range than any of the other options. That's what we want, and we want water treatment. Now something, yes, I definitely need to address is the, I guess you can go, I kind of guess what I'm going to say next. I need to address the fact that everything is getting wet in my zoo. We need more overhangs, we need more shelter, we need more interior zoo designs and everything. Anyway, they're in. So let us turn on the signs. Alrighty, now with all that done, let's check out what these guys need. Terrain. They could do with a little bit more soil, and they need some hard shelter. And do they necessarily need soil? Probably not, but we're going to put some in, make it look like they've been here for a while, like, you know, little paths trodden in and so forth. In terms of hard shelter, well, being that it is Africa, and looking at on my other screen, I do currently have some images of a Madagascar coastline, and I'm kind of thinking, do we put some water in? Do we actually put some water in? They don't necessarily swim. Well, they don't necessarily need to swim, but they could swim. What are their things about sand? Okay, and they don't necessarily live coastally, do they? Oh, they don't like the baobab tree. Really? I thought Africa was all about, Madagascar was all about the baobab tree. Baobab tree. I do apologize. All right, so looking at some of this, we can actually go about. There we go. I'm quite happy with that actually. Let's just get rid of these creeper vines down here. And then what we're going to do is add just a little bit of dirt. We're going to make the intensity about 60. We're going to make it around about 1. Plant coverage could be more. Won't do it though, because then people will be like, where's the fossa? And then the next thing we're going to do is we're going to turn our speakers on here to be like rainforests, which they already set to. Excellent. But we shall add some more anyway. Next thing we would like to do is put some habitat web cameras in. Alrighty, well, that is all we have time for today, folks. Next episode, we will be looking at the Red River Hog, which is this thing right here. That's probably the most interesting looking pig I have ever seen in my life. So as always, I have been your host, Sir Firecat. You have been watching Planet Zoo Tropical Pack. And until next time, take care.